Points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
For Colin Cowherd, Jim Rome, and the best in local sports talk. Now it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
I think you got like 3 hours and 14 minutes or something to get your bracket in, is what the clock's telling me. 3 hours, 14 minutes, and 21 seconds and counting. To get it done, to get it in before the tip to the main draw of the NCAA tournament. Good morning, boys and girls. One of the greatest sports days of the year. Oh, look at that. You're homesick. You look a little tepid, a little peaked. Yeah, you had that surgery done. You need recovery time. I understand. It's the March Madness flu. Good morning and welcome to March Madness. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. How you living?
What it do?
Yeah, you got all your brackets in?
Yeah.
I don't. I got to get a bunch in. I don't have my women's bracket done for my other jobs challenge. We're encouraged to get a women's bracket in there. I got Evan's bracket. I still got to. Did you get into Evan's challenge?
Filled one out.
All right, I got to get into that as well. Game day tomorrow for the Lobos. Game day yesterday for Xavier and Texas. Texas got beat. They led most of the night. It was 86-80. Xavier beat Texas, and the report this morning, and it's out of a lot of places. What I'm looking at is Mike McDaniel on Sports Illustrated. The headline says Texas likely to move off of Rodney Terry after they get beat. The word likely is he may get fired today. Remember, he took over as the interim coach, and a former coach at Fresno State, former coach at UTEP, went over to, was on Chris Beard's staff. He took over when Chris Beard was fired after the domestic violence dispute with his fiancee. Chris Beard had that. I took Texas to the Elite Eight, and he earned the full-time job. Chris Beard will be in the tournament today in North Carolina. He's at Ole Miss. Longhorn's been on the bubble the last couple of seasons. They made the tournament each time. But he's 62-36, which is not bad. Is that, if that opens, is that one you need to be worried about? Would Chris Del Conte come and take from Fernando Lobo, his guy? Would he come and steal his guy's coach? And I think the answer is, oh, that's his guy. That's his guy.
That is the right answer.
Yeah. Right?
They have a guy you want, you go get that guy.
That's a job that I would say, okay, that's the resources there. Is it a football school? Yeah, it's a football first school, but look what's going on in the SEC. So just another one that may open up. North Carolina State looks like it's going to fill. Looks like Will Wade's going from McNeese to North Carolina State. That's all the reports. Is he already?
He already told his team.
Did he already tell his team?
And they haven't even played yet.
Yeah. He said I'm very transparent.
I know. How's that? They could either galvanize that group or go south quickly.
McNeese is a 12 seed. They play today against is it Wisconsin? No,
Clemson.
The Clemson. Yeah. So we'll see how that strategy works. It's all one last ride. Let's ride it, boys, or whatever, man. I gotta go. I gotta get to Raleigh, get started. Who's coming with me? You want to come? You're really good. You're really good. You're really good. You want to come? Got NIL money for you. So last night, Xavier 86, Texas 80. The other one was Mount St. Mary's over American 83-72. What a bummer watching the American, was it the Americans Patriot, is it the Patriot League? Is that where they're in? Their player of the year, the guy goes down with that knee injury, came back like 2-3 different times, tried to defend. I mean, God bless him for trying to go, right? At one time he's ever going to be in the tournament and their best player. And he had to basically be carried off the court, and that was it. It was just a bummer to watch something like that. Love the effort, love the fact that it meant that much to that young man. But in NCAA tournament, and you're pretty much anybody, but you're a team like that, you lose your best player, you're going to get beaten. Boy, was Mount St. Mary's athletic.
Yeah. They were going up and down, 83 points. Fun watching. Again, I'd love this platform for the 4-16 seeds that get to be in here and just have their shine, maximize their moment, and get a victory in the NCAA tournament. And he said, the coach, too, after the game said, that's the way they want to play, man. We want to win games, going up and down, scoring a lot of points, and they did just that.
Dola Adebayo is the guy that you're just going, wow. Just wow. Matt Rogers was the star forward for American and went out with the right knee injury late in the first half, and he came back, and you just watch it. But yeah, I totally agree with you. And people say it's not the real bracket, it's a play-in game. Clark was telling me, I mean, I know they call it, but it's just a play-in game. I don't know, man. Everything I hear, and I've never been to the Dayton round, but they play it up. They do everything the same. Press conferences, the court looks the same. I mean, they make it as it's the NCAA tournament.
Dude,
it's another round.
It can have a better environment than some first-round games. There's like 12,000 people.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. If you look at, I don't know where the Creighton-Louisville game is going to be in Lexington, I believe. So how about Louisville going to play on Kentucky's home court today? But they'll have tons of people there. But, I don't know. Where's Purdue and High Point played? Do you know where that game is? I look at my brackets. I wish I knew where all this stuff was. It's in Rhode Island. Okay, so how many people from Indiana and North Carolina, that's where High Point is, are going to be in Providence for a 12:40 game up there? You're right. The atmosphere for Dayton is probably going to be way better than it will be for that, and good for them because they get a chance to win a game. They get a chance to experience what it feels to survive and advance in the NCAA tournament. And the fact that it's happened twice in the history of the tournament now, UMBC beat Virginia. Was there another one? There was another one. It was Fairleigh Dickinson, right? Over Purdue?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that right? So, yeah, I 100% agree. All right, we're open for business today. 505-246-0610, abbreviated show today. We're going to get out of the way at 9 o'clock and make room for Westwood One's coverage of the NCAA tournament. That'll be today and tomorrow, so if you want to get in early is preferable. Jerry Palm's still scheduled to be with us coming up at 8:30 this morning from CBS Sports. So we're going to end with a guest in the last half hour. So if you want to get in now. Mountain West is no longer represented in the NIT. San Jose State went out last night. They had a home game Loyola of Chicago had to travel from Illinois up to Northern California, went into the hostile environs of the Provident Credit Union Event Center on the campus of California State University at San Jose. And the Ramblers beat the Spartans 73-70 in the NIT last night. Joshua Duje had 24. A guy named Des Watson, 24 for the Ramblers in the NIT yesterday, JJ. So the Mountain West is 0-2 in postseason as we sit here today. Exactly. No, exactly. I don't know what we expected here. Ramblers were 23.
Wasn't expecting a lot of San Jose State in the NIT.
Exactly. They were 15-19. They ended their season 15-20. But is it a success because they got to the postseason? Like Tim Miles gets bonus, right?
Good job, good effort.
He gets bonus for getting to the. I think
everyone knows why they were there
because they needed to fill the tournament. I don't know if they're the only team in the NIT that had a losing record, but I don't see another one certainly that played yesterday. They're the only one. San Francisco beat Utah Valley. UC Irvine in 1 seed was a winner over Northern Colorado. SMU beat Northern Iowa. North Texas beat Furman. Bradley over North Alabama. Dayton beat Florida Atlantic. George Mason over Samford. And UAB went on the road and beat St. Joseph, if you're following your NIT bracket. Hopefully that didn't get busted up. All right. What else did you watch last night? Watch the Lakers. They had a win. I turned that off. We were flipping around, and Audra just kept landing on the Laker game. Does Tilly land on basketball games, or when she gets to hold the remote, what does she watch?
Not sports.
Really? Yeah,
unless she wants to take a nap, she'll put on a golf tournament. She's like, I love it. It's relaxing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Who was telling me the other day, golf is so boring on TV? And I'm like, all right, if you don't like golf, yeah, it's boring. 100%. If that's not your thing. But if with all due respect, they go from play to play. Like there's more action watching golf than there is probably watching a football game and certainly a baseball game.
That is correct.
They go from shot to shot to shot to shot to dude to putt to shot. Yeah. Until you get to Sunday and there's 2 groups left on the course. Then it slows down a little bit. Lakers 120, Denver 108. No Jokic and Murray again yesterday, by the way. So the Lakers win, and the Nuggets, they beat Golden State without Jokic and Murray. Are they both hurt, or is this load management? Where are we with what's going on with those two?
Just trying to get them right for the postseason.
Okay. Nuggets are holding on to the 4 seed. Right now, they are tied with the Lakers for the 3 seed. So the Lakers jumped them last night. And so this would set up, as we sit here now, this would be Nuggets, Memphis in the first round, and Lakers, Warriors in the first round.
That's fantastic.
Do we want Lakers, Warriors in the first round?
People probably want that in the Western Conference Finals, but you get what you get.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're not done yet.
Lakers probably going to move.
They're a game behind Houston.
I could see them getting the second seed.
We'll see. I mean, they're a game behind Houston.
They have an all-LA 2-7 matchup if
the Clippers win the play-in.
Through the play-in.
Yeah. That's where we are now. You got to help me with this dude's name with the Spurs. I don't know who Sandro is, but I know he scored 34 points in 19 minutes last night playing for the San Antonio Spurs. Should I take a shot at it?
Yes, you should.
All right. Mamo Kalashvili. Is that close? How do you say it? You don't know him either?
He's from Creighton.
Oh, if you don't know him, I don't feel nearly as bad.
I know him. I don't know how to play Seton Hall. Okay. I knew it was like one of those blue Big East teams.
Yeah, it's a blue Big East team. Second round pick. Late second round pick
around
in 2021. So he's been bouncing around Indianapolis. So Sandro Mamukilashvili, Lashvil, Mamukilashvili, Mamukilashvili. That's what it's got to be. Mamukilashvili. I mean, I'm not trying to clown on his name. I literally don't know who he is, and I didn't listen to the game, but I'm reading what he is. Mamukilashvili. Sandro had a game last night, by the way. Sandro made a little history last night. Sandro scored 34 points in 19 minutes.
That is insane production.
Spurs beat the Knicks, and so afterwards, the media went over to Sandro, and hey, he put a mic in his face. I don't know what bleeping happened. I don't know what bleeping happened, is what he said. That's what his quote was. I don't know what bleeping happened.
No one does.
Evidently, he's buddies with Flavor Flav, because Flavor Flav was there. This was in San Antonio, not New York. And there were MVP chants going on. MVP for Sandro Mamukelashvili. Yes, that's what was going on last night. 34 points in 19 minutes. He made the most points in a game when playing fewer than 20 minutes since they started tracking minutes back in 1951 and 52.
So I was looking at a couple of the highlights.
Yeah.
The announcers don't even say his name. They just go, Mamu!
They just call him Mamu?
Yeah.
It's just way too many syllables. I was doing a Lobo game the other day, a couple months ago, and it was Borovic and Milicevic and
Boro
and Junior Joseph, and and who else was out there? And it was the all-syllable team. It was right. It was just multisyllabic everything, which was cool, because once you know them, you can say them. They just went with Mamu. I wonder, like, how did the dude play much at all? All right. So at the final buzzer, Flavor Flav came out. Flavor Flav was wearing, his clock dangling from his neck. And I don't care what anybody says, my man's on fire. All right. Good for, you got a new star, dude. Mamu. 34 points in 19 minutes last night. We got NFL stuff, and it's news, and it's actually interesting rule kind of stuff that you want to know. I got thoughts on the proposed rule changes in the NFL. Somewhat significant, and I'm going to tell you there's one that it's about freaking time. We'll talk about that when we get back. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. Area code 505-246-0610. How's your car looking? We have these windstorms. We have this gross weather. Now it's going to get nice. Now is when you call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. You're going to get a tax return. You got a little extra cash. Take care of one of your biggest investments, your vehicle. Have them come out and take care of your paint. They have paint protection film and ceramic coating. You'll prevent those nasty scratches and stains and fading paint. On the Spot's been awarded best in the city because they know what it takes to provide quality car care. Protect your car's vehicle. Book with them today and ask them about the detailing. They come to you. They bring their mobile unit. You don't take it anywhere. You're busy. They get it. Whilst you're in the office, they're outside. They detail your vehicle inside and outside, around the rims, under the hood, under the seats. That new car clean without a new car price. On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Book and buy. It's all right there online. Take a look at otsdetailing.com. otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican, fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New
Michigan's size advantage is ultimately the difference against UC San Diego, but that's a team that's really as hot as you can get.
Yeah, UCSD's nice, man.
UCSD.
By the way, it's a beautiful campus right on the water in La Jolla. It's a wonderful spot.
Yeah, all these teams are nice.
I was on a Zoom yesterday. It was a bowl season Zoom, and Mark Neville, who runs the Holiday Bowl, was in Denver, and he traveled with his alma mater, and he's got his UCSD gear on, and it's the first time ever, and he's been a big San Diego guy, but this is the first time UCSD's ever done this. So they've got to save the face of their city after what the Aztecs did.
How about the bottom of the West, though, on your bracket? in that pod where you get John Calipari,
Yeah.
Bill Self, and Rick Pitino.
Yeah, no, it's tremendous. It really is. It really is. Yeah. I mean, assuming St. John's wins, there's going to be an unbelievable coaching matchup in the round of 32, and you got Calipari versus Self in the first round. Yeah, it's insane. All right, NFL's proposed some changes, or people in the NFL proposed some changes. So they're having their meetings, and the owners are scheduled to meet next week. I guess the week after, March 30th through April 2nd in Florida. One of the rules changes the Lions have proposed is playoff seeding that would use regular season records as the guide rather than use division championships. Right? So under this proposal, seeding for the playoffs, the division winner with the conference's best record would still receive the number one seed. Well, duh, because somebody who doesn't win a division isn't going to have the best record, right? If you have the best record in the conference, you're going to be a division winner, right?
Yes.
All right. So, I mean, there's literally no chance for controversy there. But after that, the teams are going to be stacked by records, regardless of whether or not you win your division. So right now, the 4 division winners are all in. And I think they would still all be in, all of the division winners. However, if you are an 8-9 division winner, currently you host a game in the first round. Under the new system, you would have to go on the road, right? Right now, the NFC North is really competitive. Last year, it affected the Vikings, right? The Vikings were 14-3, but they got the 5 seed and had to go on the road and play the Rams in the playoffs. And so what they're saying is, divisions, our divisions are tougher. Stack them by record and take away this bonus for winning your division. Do you like that?
Love it. 100% on board.
You've been on this for a while.
It's like, all right, you can get into the playoffs, but you shouldn't get a home game just because you won your division.
Yeah, I don't know that I love it as much as you do, but I could live with it. I
So
don't.
6 of 17 games
Yeah.
is going to decide if you get to play at home.
Well, not really. I mean, if your division's tougher, your division's tougher, right? Is what you're saying? I mean, was their division tougher, or would you say the NFC West was more competitive? I mean, I don't know. The NFC West champion beat that 14-3 team.
Yeah, but you play it out. I think overall record should matter as opposed to just winning your division with a decent record.
Okay, I don't hate it.
Where it's not just the Rams. And by the way, this is the Lions proposing it, not the Vikings, which are crying about it, because Tampa Bay and LA were 10-7 teams that were able to host a playoff game.
Well, we've had 8 and 9 teams host a playoff game.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. All right. Here's the one that I love. Of all of these things, and there's a bunch of them. There's a tush-push thing. There's an overtime rule. This is the one I've been screaming about for years. There's a proposal that would eliminate the automatic first down that comes with an illegal contact or defensive holding. Lions submitted this. It's a 5-yard penalty. So it's 3rd down and 22. And you get a 5-yard defensive holding penalty, but it's an automatic first down. It's ridiculous. I've always thought it's ridiculous. Why is defensive holding an automatic first down if it's a 5-yard penalty?
I'm on board with that one as well.
That one's I 100% I'm on board with. There is a tush push. So the Packers are the ones who can't stop the tush push. So Packers have submitted a rule that would prevent players from pushing a teammate, quote, that is lined up directly behind the snapper and receives the snap immediately at the snap. So you can push a guy at the goal line. If a guy runs and he gets to the 4-yard line and there's a pile, you can push him there. But basically what this is directly saying to outlaw the tush push. I got my thoughts on this too.
I don't think this goes anywhere, this one.
Do you like it?
No. I'm not big on changing the way the game is played just because you can't stop something or it's difficult to defend.
I screamed this a couple weeks ago. Look, I don't like the tush push. I'm not a fan of that play. I don't enjoy watching that play. But just because you can't stop it is not a reason to outlaw that play. find a way to stop it. One team does it better than everybody else. One team's got a quarterback who can squat 600 pounds with an offensive line that is just better than yours.
You can always, if you want to do it, you can always make it a package. Right. Like find a backup quarterback that is just jacked and put a fullback in there to take a snap. Like,
I don't like the play. Like I don't. Do you enjoy watching it?
I wouldn't say I enjoy it.
If Jalen Hurts is your fantasy quarterback, you freaking love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? But other than that,
to me, it's a play in a game.
Yeah, if football outlawed, I wouldn't even have a problem with it. I just don't like the reason that they're going to do this. Okay? A couple other things. Where's the overtime one? Where I lost that. There's a, I don't know who put this out there. There was the Eagles. Put out a proposal to give both teams a guaranteed possession overtime during the regular season, which would align with the playoff rules. So right now, you get a guaranteed possession for both teams unless the team who wins a coin toss scores a touchdown. I'm on board with this too, by the way.
Yeah, I think there's not enough to me where you need a different overtime for playoffs in NFL football. There's just not that many overtime games.
And
So
you're
I'm
only playing
fine
10
with
minutes.
a universal rule.
Yep. Now, I think what this may do is lead to more ties. They score because look, many times, dude, you get an 8-minute, 9-minute drive, and the other team gets the ball with a minute to go in overtime. You got to race to kick a field goal or something.
Yeah.
This may lead to more ties because then they're going to race down. They're going to score a touchdown. There's going to be no time left. So there's that. And then there were a couple others. Look, the tush push thing, whatever. I don't like the play, but I don't like we got to get rid of it because I can't stop it. The overtime thing, I'm 100% behind. I'm beyond giddy that this thing on, not that I care that much, I say beyond giddy. But this has been one of my biggest football pet peeves for a long time. Defensive holding is 5 yards and a first down. I just have never in my life understood that. I get pass interference being a spot foul. I get, some of these 15-yard things, personal. It's not a personal foul. It's defensive holding. You grabbed my shirt, and all of a sudden, or we had illegal contact as I was crossing over the middle on 3rd and 27, and now I get a first down. I hate it. And
seems a bit harsh.
Yeah, and then you're down. So they need 24 votes for these to pass out of the 30. The owners are more likely to pass stuff that's endorsed by the competition committee. So we'll see. We'll see. But do you like any of these? Do you like reseeding the playoffs?
On board with that.
Okay.
Love that.
All right.
I'm fine with overtime being universal because you don't get that many overtime games in the NFL. Like defensive holding not being an automatic first down. And don't change the game just because you can't stop something.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in today. You're invited to play radio with us. We're only here till 9 o'clock today. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Thank you for being with us this morning. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report is brought to you by
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indy Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For
95.9 FM and AM 610. It is the sports animal. Lobos play tomorrow evening. They'll play Marquette. They're in Cleveland right now. Press conferences today. Good, interesting stuff out of the press conferences yesterday. A lot of NIL conversation. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. 888-922-0610 if for some reason you pay a toll. Jack says Marquette fans are furious. Jack's got a bunch of Marquette buddies too. Imagine Lobo basketball playing in Salt Lake at the same time as NCAA first-round games were in Santa Ana Star Center. OD callers would be bleeping bricks. This is the dilemma Golden Eagle fans are facing. That's a first-world issue, man. What do you want them to do? I mean, basically they're saying that they should have put them in a game today so they could have all gone. And I guess that's a fair dilemma. So if the Lobos were playing in Denver, and there were games in the pit, and they were playing at the same time,
If you're a fan of that team, you have the means, you go to the game.
Yeah, but if you don't have the means, so you bought tickets for the tournament here, you're bummed. I guess you watch on your phone.
Missed one game.
Or you sit in the stands, you watch on your phone. Yeah, it's inconvenient. I see it. I see it. I'm going to guess the committee had a whole lot of things to juggle and taking care of, those. Okay. All right. Yeah, the committee sucks. They should all be fired. Yeah, you're right. You're right. No days off. No days off. Mr. Symbieta, you better believe Sid is listening. There is no playing hooky in Los Lunas. All right. How many people are sick today? DC called in sick. I'm just saying.
If you're a fan, you just plan ahead.
Take the day. Yeah.
You know, I got the PTO knocking them out right now.
Yeah. Garcia, can I vent, Jeffy? Sure, that's what we're here for. The goofy-looking weather dudes keep telling me it's the first day of spring. I just stopped at a gas station and just about froze my arse off. It feels like Christmas music should be playing on Magic in your games at the stadium. It got chilly. And it's going to be 71 on Sunday when I tee off. Well, not when I tee off, but by the time I'm done. It'll be chilly when I tee off.
See, golf and basketball, what a day.
Look, man, the beauty of it is you put the game on. It's just like playing on Sunday mornings in the fall. You put red zone. You tee off at, let's just say you tee off at 9. Game start at 11. So the front 9 you're clean. You have music. And on the back 9 you got red zone. Tell me what's bad about that. I got golf buddies, red zone, and a beer. Tell me where I lose. So, yeah, that's probably Sunday morning. All right. Mick Cronin. Mick Cronin spoke yesterday. UCLA plays today, right? So they spoke yesterday. I don't even know where they're playing. Do you know where they're playing? Does it matter where they're playing? They get Utah State today in the Midwest bracket. Mick Cronin was asked about the level investment, NIL. And I'm not going to lie, dude. This is about as clean as I've heard it said. Quote. Because he's talking about everything's speculation, right? And I heard him say this before. Quote, it's like some agent tells me somebody else offered you $1 million. Well, he's probably lying. He's trying to drive the price up. Nobody wants to admit what they spent on their team, right? Nobody wants to admit it. They want to act like they did a great job recruiting. Okay. It's just how guys are in our business. And I don't know that this, in pro sports, every contract is public, right?
Yeah, you know basic numbers.
Dude signed 3 years for $100 million.
Details on it.
And $96 million is guaranteed, and here's his bone. Right? We got all that. The only way you think you know what Donovan Dent made this year is what your buddy who's got a friend as a car dealer's aunt knows Donovan's daughter or girlfriend.
Yeah, if you're tight with some of the 505 guys.
Maybe. Then maybe.
You might know.
And it's all speculation because they're not really telling you. Right?
And that's why the way it is right now, until there's some more, I won't say control, like the university has to be a part of it. It has to be a unified system to where you know what you're doing with revenue sharing, the money is going, especially if you wanted to then start even somewhat using the soccer model where there's buyouts and players and money going back and forth. Like, you got to know what the money is then. As long as it's just collectives doing their thing, you're going to have no idea.
Yeah. And it's interesting, though, from that perspective, because let's just say you're Richard Pitino and Kurt Roth, and you're trying to sign a guy from wherever, right? And so you got a deal, and you say, let's just say you think that guy's worth $250,000. We got $250,000 for you. And his agent says, well, yeah, I mean, he'd love to play in the pit, and gosh, he loves what you guys are doing, but Colorado State's offering us $450,000. You don't know if he's full of crap or not, right? Now, the answer, and I guess in the NFL, do you know if he's full of crap or not? If you're playing a free agency game, you kind of do, right?
Yeah, the cap, what teams can do, and you can base the contracts off other contracts.
Okay, but it's a valuation of a player,
yeah,
right?
But I want $10 million. Like, all right, well, all the other players, you're just signed for 5.
Yeah,
so
but we kind of know what you are at that point. So let's just say, because I have no idea if Colorado State's offering you $450 or not. So the answer is either we'll see you a couple times next season.
Call someone's bluff.
Enjoy, right? You go enjoy Fort Collins. It's beautiful. Or you got to come up and try to match it, right? And it's a game. It's all poker.
It's all negotiation. You don't know the exact numbers, but the NFL, the salary cap structure, the contracts that are given out, like there's a scale where all these guys are slotted.
Right, in pro sports.
Yeah.
But in college, it's not. No, and that's what these guys are saying. Bruce Pearl, who is the head coach at Auburn, who's the number 1 overall seed in this tournament. And he was talking yesterday, and they were talking about the SEC and why is the SEC become so dominant, right? And he said the difference between the SEC this year and why there was such a great separation top to bottom, there was commitment in the NIL and investing in our student athletes. That was part of his quote. But he said it wasn't just NIL. He said, look, there's better coaching hires. There's staff and resources. That goes back to their former commissioner, Mike Slive, and it's continued with their commissioner, Greg Sankey. Quote, everything that has happened in the 10 years has been a commitment from the top down. This is Rick Barnes saying this, the Tennessee coach. I think at one point in time, I think maybe athletic directors at one point felt like you couldn't be good in every sport, end quote. Now they realize they can. And this is what I told you this 15 years ago, man, 20 years ago. The football money is going to trickle down to basketball. And its facilities and its coaching hires. And where did UCLA get the money to, at that point, $2.6 million for Steve Alford when he left here, 10, 12 years ago? And everybody lost their mind. It was football money. It's gone into their facilities. That's what it is. And so when you say we can't keep up with them, you're right. You can't keep up with Auburn and Alabama. You got to keep up with the schools in your peer institutions. But they're all acknowledging it, and they have to. But I think they've all, the SEC's done it because they've got it. Have they done it right? Yeah, they've done it right because they've got it. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? All right, 505-246-0610. Keep them coming today. Jerry Palm's going to be with us from CBS Sports. Due to be with us at 8:30 this morning. We're done at 9. We'll get out of the way for Westwood One's coverage of the NCAA tournament. John Thomas Jewelers is getting out of here soon, too. They're going to last a little past 9 o'clock, but they're going to Antwerp, Belgium. Why are they going to Antwerp, Belgium? The diamond capital of the world, because they are going there to select breathtaking diamonds just for you. Hand select them. Listen what they're doing right now. They got a limited time offer going on. When you pre-order an Antwerp diamond, starting at just $3,000, they are going to give you a free engagement or anniversary ring upgrade. It's really a cool deal. So what's the deal with Antwerp? And I know I've heard that a lot. Why? 80% of the world's loose diamonds flow through Antwerp. It's where the finest diamonds are sourced. That means you will get unmatched quality, unmatched value. Take advantage, but they have 35 years of diamond experience. They'll handpick you a bigger, brighter, more beautiful diamond than anything you could find in New Mexico. There's no mass production. There's no middleman. It's just a perfect diamond at an incredible price. Pre-order by April 11. Let them find your 1 in a million diamond. I was at John's place last week. Just looking at the stuff they've got there, it's amazing. If you're looking to get engaged, they got over 3,000 men's and women's engagement rings right there. If they don't have what you want, they will make it. They've got an on-premises, state-of-the-art design center. Stop by John Thomas Jewelers, third-floor showroom on Louisiana, south of Manal, 2440 Louisiana Northeast. Suite 310 is the third floor of the Lewis University building. Voted America's coolest jewelry store, John Thomas Jewelers, where Albuquerque gets engaged.
This report is sponsored by
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient. They're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on former assistant Alan Huss, head coach at High Point, is in. I like High Point's chances. I like who gets Purdue. Ryan Miller got a job, head coach job at Murray State. Ryan Miller was Mark Miller used to play for the Heat. His brother Ryan was a coach here under Steve Alford for a while, and has been up for a number of head coaching jobs. He's been assistant everywhere, man. I mean, here in UNLV and Pepperdine and Memphis and TCU, and I mean, he's coached under Alford and Calipari and Dave Rice and Tony Barbie and all kinds of dudes. But he got his first head coaching job at what did I just tell you? What did I just tell you? He just got that job. Murray State. It's cool for him. Did you know him at all?
Not really.
Yeah. Good dude. I'm glad he got this opportunity. It's kind of cool to see. If this job opens, and I don't want to get ahead of it, and I don't think we're jinxing anything. Does Alan Huss do anything for you?
the coach at High Point and the success he's had, knowing.
Well, the last 2 years has been phenomenal.
Yeah,
for High Point.
yeah, and knowing that he's been here and knows a little bit about here, does that do anything for you as far as a name, or does it have to be?
Okay, I see what you're saying, like on the Rolodex.
Well, look, the names that have gotten Lobo fan excited have been Alford, Patino, Mendenhall, right? Guys who have performed at the power level and had success, and I understand that. And they've had, and Bronco was 5-7, but that's what's got Lobo fan excited. Would Alan Huss do it, or does it have to be a name that they go, oh, he was at Iowa or he was at Florida?
There's always going to be that segment of fan bases that if it doesn't make a good headline, you're going to question it. And it's like not going to fire up everyone, but good coaches, regardless of if it was at High Point in the NCAA tournament or Iowa, are on the list, get interviewed. And there's, like you said, there's really not a perfect formula to any of this.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, the formula that's had sustained success here, I mean, the Steve Alford hire is not very different than Patino. And I remember when Patino was hired, people were saying, it's another Fran Fraschilla. There was that. And I remember saying, no, I think this is more Alford than Fraschilla. Because he's got an Italian name and he's a little bit of an East Coast accent, although he doesn't really, and he's from the East. People were, and look, Fran didn't work, and I like Fran. I think Fran found his niche. But Fran tried to turn this place into New York. Like, Fran was going to do it his way, and Richard came in here and kind of understood, wow, it is different. I kind of got to adapt a little bit. Yeah, we're going to do it my way, but, right? And I thought, Richard's path coming out of the Big Ten, just like Steve Alford did, right? Where they had some success. Steve got out ahead of the posse, probably. Richard got fired at Minnesota. But coming out of Big Ten schools that are probably football schools more than basketball schools, where they had some success. That was the formula to me. Richard was way more Alford than he was Fraschilla to me.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember saying that at the time. And that's pretty, so is there a formula? I've been saying, like, who's that dude? Like Mike Woodson. But that's probably not the answer. Right? Who's that dude? I don't know that I've got it for you. Somebody said Will Wade the other day. Will Wade just got hired at North Carolina State. I mean, I don't know that I know who that is. Rodney Terry? No, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, look
on the list.
Look, Fernando Lobo came from Texas. He's obviously, he's going to know Rodney Terry pretty well. I wouldn't say that would not happen. No, he knows the league, and he had success at Fresno State, and he was at UTEP, and had success at Texas. And I mean, do they just swap coaches? That'd be horrible. Not that Rodney would come here. That they would. You know what I mean? Look. 505-246-06. Tell me you've seen crazier things than that.
Nothing is ever out of the realm of possibility.
Email. No. This was just said Jason Hooten. Want to start Civil War again?
No, it wouldn't happen. But
do you remember how insane that was?
It was insane.
It was when New Mexico hired New Mexico State's coach. And people lost their ever-loving mind. Do you remember that? You remember? We only got one more hour left. It's a short day for us today. 505-246-0610. Come on in. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Jerry Palm coming in at 8:30 this morning. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. It is one of the greatest sports days of the year. Thursday, NCAA tournament, baby. On 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up
9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
All right, it's Thursday of the NCAA tournament, the first Thursday. It's like one of the greatest sports days of the year. It really is. And you get hoops all day and hoops all night and whatever you want. We'll have it for you starting at 9 o'clock here on The Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. JJ, they got a little fire burning down at New Mexico State, and it's gone national. I'm reading this on a number of national platforms. But a group of New Mexico State donors, do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen this at all? Okay. A group of New Mexico State donors have sent a letter to President Valerio Ferme and is basically expressing their displeasure with former athletic director Mario Mocha's ouster. The group's calling itself Community for a Stronger NMSU. And they've got three main grievances that they outline. One, pay Mocha the remainder of the money on his former contract, about $1.3 million. Respect the history and culture of NMSU by considering stakeholders such as alumni, student, and staff members in the decision-making. And repair the relationship between NMSU and its stakeholders. Las Cruces Sun's got a big story on this. Nick Coppola obtained a petition. It had about 500 signatures on there. And it was community members, former athletes. Larry Rose is on there. And it talks about how people are pissed off down there. And I was just thumbing through the story. And you've got people basically saying this guy came in talking about the presidents and that he wasn't here. And 2.5 years later, he came in and without any knowledge, without any understanding of the history, just made a decision. Some of the donors involved with Community for a Stronger NMSU spoke with the Sun News, and they're threatening to withdraw their athletics funding if the relationship with the university deteriorates any further. They have a belief that the president has tarnished NMSU's relationship with its donors and a lack of confidence in his leadership. Okay. Quote from Mickey Clute, a member of this group. 2.5 years after the scandal. Where does this end? Somebody comes in who had no part of it. It's not part of the history of this. It's not part of the history of the school. From the outside, he comes in and makes that determination 2.5 years after that, not on current knowledge, not talking to any other contemporaries that were there. Perhaps he's talked to professors. I don't think he's talked to athletic supporting donors. Another guy named Joe Bullock, who spoke to the paper, is a donor. He said, money is my only card I have to play to get what he wants. Quote, the president's pissed off everyone on this side of the state. I think he's already dug a hole he can't get out of. Before I tell you what the president said, how do you feel about that? Like when you hear this, that there's these donors that are pissed off at the president, that they're coming to basically Mario's defense. How do you feel? You know what went down. You know the president fired Mario the first day he was on the job.
Well, I think this is one where if some changes were made, it's understandable, but obviously there is a strong connection with some of the money brokers and Mario Mocha, and so they're going to go to bat for their guy. I think a lot of people on the outside were going, of course that was bound to happen. Did you see what went on? And when you're the head of something, even if you're not directly associated with it, like that's your athletic department. The basketball program was shut down. Players are in court. Players are dealing with penalties for what had happened. So I think there's a lot of people on the outside going, of course, that was a natural thing to come, even if Mario Mocha wasn't directly charged with anything. That's his athletic department.
Fair. All right, President Ferme, upon receiving this letter, said that he immediately reached out to some of the proponents, including the guys that were in there. He found what he said the conversation is productive, and he believes that the group's concerns are valid, but they underestimate his understanding of collegiate sports. Quote from the president now. They feel ownership because they donated to the program. They feel that without their support, certain things would not happen. They're afraid. They are concerned about the future of athletics. I keep on repeating and reminding them that I was a college athlete. I was also a college coach for 6 years. I understand the world of sports, so I'm not as naive as they might think. That's his response. Okay. Amber Burge is their interim athletic director, or acting athletic director. And she said raising $1 million for Aggie Athletic Club is one of her goals. $1 million, dude. When we're talking about the money that's running around, right? But meanwhile, donors are threatening to pull their money. I don't know where she's going to raise them. Like, there's not a whole lot of, I mean, maybe there's unturned rocks down there, but I mean, you've heard for years how hard it is to raise money for New Mexico State. I guess in the state budget, there's like $11+ million for New Mexico and like 6 point something or 7 point something for New Mexico State. And there's a Las Cruces legislator who's an Aggie that's saying why the disparity? Why isn't New Mexico State getting the same amount? And the answer, I guess, was, well, that's how it's always been. But I mean, where's the money coming from? That's what one of the guys said. Where's she going to get the money? President says that New Mexico State has received multiple large donations for athletics from donors supporting Mocha's termination. Now, the paper said they couldn't confirm it. They asked for proof, because everything's public. The president says the donors requested anonymity in their gifts. President also plans to increase fan engagement with initiatives like family fundraising events for athletics. Quote, that might actually be coming out very soon. These are creating some visibility for things that we're doing. I've also asked to be put into the presence of people that we know in the past that have given money to athletics, and we're trying to see how to get them engaged and maybe earn some big support of athletics that's different from what they did in the past. They got a problem, dude. He said, I was told you're the first president who has come to watch the tennis team. I do have an interest. It's important for me to understand the challenges that the university has in the athletic realm. All right. Look, I don't know. I've never been a president of a university. If he felt he had to do what he had to do, right, that's what he did. I understand it. Many of you supported it. Many, like Aggie fan, you are split. I 100% I get it. But for a place and in a time like this, you better be really sensitive with your money streams. To go piss off all your big donors and not respond to them is what this makes it sound like. He's out there saying, nope, I'm doing everything right and I know what I'm doing. And
yeah, you have to push back a little bit to show what you believe is a right direction and how you can hopefully get on the same page with the important money people, because those relationships before, now, later in this era have been vital for college athletics.
Yeah, one of the guys in the group says he doesn't believe that the president can make sound decisions for NMSU athletics. Quote, I think he's got intelligence, but I don't think he has leadership intelligence. I don't think that's leadership. Okay. Obviously, got a lot of guys going to bat for Mario. So we'll see where this ends up. Mario's going to get more money, right? They give him 30 days. I got to believe he's going to get more money. But, yeah, Aggie fan, I know you've seen this yesterday. I'd love your thoughts on it, because you got to battle down there, man. You got to battle down there and with money, and you're going to get in the state budget that was approved yesterday by the Senate. New Mexico State's getting a lot less money. I want to say $3.5–4 million less than UNM is for athletics. And I get it. You're saying why. And if I'm an Aggie, I'm saying why too. I want to know why. Well, and if the answer is, and I don't know this, but if it's the answer is, well, their guys were way more active. They were up here showing us why they need more money, and your people weren't here. If that's, and I don't know that it is, but if that's the answer, that's almost acceptable to me. They showed us that they need more money because this, and this. I haven't seen New Mexico State. I don't know.
Gotta play the game.
Yep, you do. All right, they're playing games today. Where are you going to watch them? Need a place to watch hoops? Go have a great lunch. Twin Peaks is a spot for you. You can go and like you got another 2 hours, I think, to register for the Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. Go there, TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com. Fill out your bracket. You have a chance to win $2 million. Can you use another $2 million? Well, maybe not all of you can. I mean, whatever. But if you can use another $2 million, go fill that out. There's other prizes as well. Don't miss Twin Peaks 2025 in-store photo shoot. It's March 25th from 5 to 9 at Twin Peaks. Get out there, meet the contestants, and enjoy all the fun. And then remember Friday nights in March. Twin Peaks, I'd be tomorrow. Celebrate Lent there for all day Friday for lunch. Beer battered fish and chips all the way through Easter. Top it off with 22-ounce Miller Lite or Coors Light, just $12. Do it with a soda or tea for $10. Bourbon and brews every Friday, 5 to 7. You get a lingerie costume party paired with exceptional bourbons, tastings, and amazing giveaways. Do not miss out. Stop in at Twin Peaks.
This report.
The fight from where I left off.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Of the NCAA tournament. First game up today, Creighton, Louisville, then High Point and Purdue. Who you got for upsets today? Who do you like? Because we're going to sit here tomorrow morning just going, man, I didn't see that. Oh, how about that? Oh, late. Yeah. So who do you got today? And you can get in. Aggie fan, you can respond as well. I just gave you a bunch, man. If you looked at that story in the Sun News, there is a lot there. And, we'll see. Glenn's in. Line starting to move. Jeff, Vegas is seeing Mountain West Conference struggles too, and I've seen little basketball drop to +4, even 4.5 in some places. Look, I don't know how the Mountain West is going to do. People are going to yell. Let's say they go 0-4. They had 2 10 seeds and 11 and a 12, right? Is that what they got?
That
yeah, they
is
got
correct.
4 teams in, but they're all dark shirts. Although San Diego State was a light shirt, but they got 2 10s and 11 and 12. I don't know how much are you supposed to expect from 2 10s and 11 and a 12. Just asking.
And only one favorite.
That's the 12.
It's the 12 seed.
Which is crazy in its own right. And, dude, Memphis is nice. I think people are losing their mind on that. Colorado State's been playing well. Memphis has some athletes. They got some size. Memphis is nice. Like, that could be an Elite 8 team.
Could be. I'm riding with Colorado State in that one.
Okay. I am too. I took Colorado State too. I like the way they're playing. But I mean, look, what did this guy say? I keep getting sent Mick Cronin clips. You were angry here. Mick Cronin and UCLA go today. All right. NC State, Will Wade have reached an agreement. Will Wade, remember, was in the SEC. What was his issue? What was the issue that got him run out of there?
So it was paying players before you could pay players.
Yeah. So he's pretty good at it.
Yes.
He was really
now,
good. Yeah.
You're like, okay, you don't have to worry about that.
All right. So he's rehabilitated his reputation at McNeese. So McNeese will play in the NCAA tournament today. They won the Southland Conference. And he was asked about the rumors, and he said, there's no need to hide it. These guys are reading it on social media. It's no secret. I'm not going to ask them to do something I'm not willing to do. It's no good if you don't address it. We sit here and BS them. They know they can read through the BS, so you might as well just say this is what it is. So he basically told his team yesterday, yeah, no, I took the NC State job.
I'm the head coach of NC State, but let's go beat Clemson.
Right? I mean, there's part of me that respects that.
Yeah.
There's part of like I know you're going to say, how can he do that? How can he talk to them? He's got a job to do. And he's doing his job. And he's got McNeese back in the tournament. And some of you are looking at him on that 12 line and just going, I don't know. I mean, do I like McNeese? Who the hell are they playing?
Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson's nice. But look, man, the ACC came calling. I don't know what the number is. I'm going to guess it's probably north of $3 million a year. And I'm going to guess that McNeese is probably making $700,000, right?
Yes.
I'm just, and you're like, damn, I want $700,000. I do too. But you and I live in different worlds than they do. So there's part of me that just respects that there's no BS. Yeah, man. I took the job at North Carolina State. I'm going back, going back to a power league, and I'm going to get paid again. Yeah. I'm probably going to take 2 or 3 of my players with me. Right?
That's what happens.
I don't love the system. I don't love that we're doing this. It's very akin, JJ, to the portal being open during bowl season, except for this guy's working and those guys don't play, right? In the bowl season, when they get in the portal, they don't play in bowl games. Now, the NCAA tournament is different than the bowl game. I will concede that. But, I mean, it's the way the system is, so why are we hiding from it? I guess that's all right. All right, Rick Pitino, not Richard, but Rick, the 72-year-old dad of Richard, is going to be one of the biggest stories in this tournament. And you know what? He should be. He's my national coach of the year. Who's your coach of the year nationally? Shire's done a great job. Bruce Pearl's done a nice job. Hell, Kelvin done a great job.
I'd get on board with Rick Pitino.
I mean, where they were. He says he knows he's at the back end, and he's just reveling in this stuff. And he should be. Quote, I don't know if God will bless me with 2, 3, 4 more years, but if he does, it's going to stop. So why not have a blast? Why not get the most out of it? Laugh, have fun, get great experiences. Without 100%. I mean, like 100%. Being a part of the NCAA tournament is what college basketball is all about. I revel every single day in all of it. I love where he's got, like I get the background. You guys, he was filthy before. Yeah, whatever. I got the allegations, and you're probably right. I don't know, man. There's part of me that watches a guy at 72 years old rebuild a program, work his ass off. He's obviously really good at what he does. 6 different teams to the NCAA tournament. And I'm old enough to remember when St. John's was good. I remember Lou Carnesec. I remember Chris Mullen. I remember Walter Berry. I remember when they were really good. I lived when I was a kid not far from Jamaica with the St. John's campus. I just gave Addie last summer. I found that old St. John's sweatshirt I used to wear. So she was wearing it around last summer, a hoodie. So I remember that. And to bring them back to where they were, like St. John's in your lifetime has been irrelevant, right?
Yeah, it's just been the what if. They need to be good. They're in New York. They need to be good.
So he comes in and rebuilds them to what they are. And look, everybody wants to tell you the story. Oh, yeah, but he did that. Yeah. You know, I just watched the Kobe thing that did Max do it? Whoever did the Kobe series? And, you know, he was a rapist. Well, I don't know if he was a rapist or not. I know he was on trial for rape. And we all elect to remember what we want out of people. And if that's how you remember Kobe, that's cool. That's your recollection. If that's what you remember out of Rick Pitino, that's cool. That's your recollection. Like I'm not going to tell you what should be the preeminent thought when somebody comes to your mind. But man, what this guy's done is magical. Jeffrey, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's happening? Oh, let me hit the button again. Go ahead.
I'm here, sir.
Yeah. What's up?
How you doing?
Good. What's going on?
I absolutely love this time of year. I love March Madness, and there's a reason it's the best sporting event in our country. And aside from it being, you know, a few weeks of just one and dones and high drama, I was thinking about it compared to like the NFL, and it's just NFL is a little more slow moving. And so I think with what we get with the tournament, it's just a lot of action, a lot of Cinderella stories. And, you know, before any of this with Pitino coming to Lobos, like his father has always been one of my favorite coaches. And I'm so happy to see him where he's at because you know, regardless of what you think of what happened at Louisville, whatever, this guy has just done legendary things with so many different programs. And I've always been a fan of the way he coaches his defense and stuff. And so I think I would absolutely love to see him take his team all the way if possible. And I just think he's done everything the right way, regardless of what you think, how it ended at Louisville. So,
and he still wears the suit.
Just wanted to get in before it all started, man. I'm excited. And it was a shame if you watched those games last night to see that kid from American go down 2 or 3 times and not be able to come back and play.
100%. I was talking about that earlier. Watching that young man just keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back and the knee just keep giving out. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and play doctor, but boy, it sure looked like it was gnarly. And
it's weird. It happened in the same place on the court, like almost doing the same exact move and planting that foot and trying to turn. And that last time you could see it, that something torn or ruptured. But you know, aside from that, like those types of games, like those were great games, man. And you know, watching the American and their Eagle Powers, you know, take on, you know,
Mount
for the
St.
first
Mary's.
time in a long time. And it's just that's March, man. I love it. I can't wait to see what happens today. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about what upset we saw, right?
Enjoy it. Matt Rogers, the young
Have a good one,
name.
man.
See you. Yeah. And what about do you like that Rick Pitino still wears a suit? Do you like coaches still wearing suits? Like wear what you want to wear. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm like that. It kind of has an old school feel now.
Yeah, it does have an old school feel. Jerry Palm's got an old school feel to him. He's the bracketologist at CBS Sports. He's going to join us when we come back on the first day of the main bracket of March Madness on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Do you know your number?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
It's basketball all season from the Big Ten, ACC, SEC, and Big 12.
The main bracket starts today. You got about an hour to get your brackets in, I think. Something like that, maybe a little more than that. 10:15 our time, first tips. Westwood One's coverage is going to start at 9 o'clock. We're going to get out of here at 9 o'clock this morning. Creighton Louisville will get you started. It's the opening drive. And you're home for March Madness right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. I got one more Jimmer anniversary. And it's a reason to pull up the Jimmer song later if you want. This day, 2011, Jimmer dropped 34 points in a win over Gonzaga in the NCAA tournament. I love you, Jimmer. I love Jimmer stuff. It's the opening drive. We check in with our good buddy over at CBS Sports. You watched him all week. He is, amongst other things, their bracketologist. But a great writer that you read on a regular basis, Jerry Palm, joins us. Good day, sir. How you living?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
It's kind of one of the greatest days of the year. It's pretty good, don't you think? Is there
yeah, the first day of the tournament, the actual tournament.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, it's definitely one of the best days of the year.
It is. Do yourself a favor at some point when you got nothing to do. JJ, where do you find it on YouTube? The Jimmer Fredette song. There's a young lady, probably
There's a Jimmer Fredette song.
Oh, it is. It just watch the whole thing. It's this young lady, a little blonde lady. This was probably 14 years ago, who playing a guitar and staring lovingly into the camera and wrote a song for Jimmer Fredette. It is beautiful. It is. Yeah, find it.
Right.
Do yourself a favor.
I'll definitely find it.
All right, let's get it out of the way. You and everybody else had some issues with Carolina getting in, and maybe even Xavier, and at the end of this whole thing, or Texas. Carolina beat the crap out of San Diego State. Nobody ever said they weren't a good team. The argument was, should they have gotten into the tournament, right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's one of the worst decisions the committee's ever made in terms of selections. They've never had a team that so thoroughly proved it was not an NCAA tournament team and let them in anyway. Did you know that on the 1 to 68 list that they were seated behind Drake and VCU?
Yeah, I think I saw that. I think I got that right.
Yeah, and make no mistake, if Drake and VCU had those same resumes, but they're not at large, or they're at large teams instead of autos, they're getting a passing glance and sent on their way. Those are not going to be at large teams ahead of North Carolina or anyone else. Not this year. So they didn't even like Carolina that much. I had Xavier and Boise State on opposite sides of the cut line in my bracket.
All right.
And I was even considering changing that the morning of selections. The Carolina, I was never going to get. The committee should have got it. It's just egregiously poor, historically poor. Texas, I had some issues with. I just half think that's a bad selection. Especially if you're leaving West Virginia out, but that's really Carolina's bid. So then the other team you're leaving out is Indiana. There are reasons to leave Indiana out as well. For me, Texas is just too many losses.
Yeah.
They've got 7 quad 4 wins, which makes them like 12 and 15 above quad 4, and that's not a good enough record for me,
right.
And especially considering some of the losses that there were.
So Bubba Cunningham is the athletic director at North Carolina. He's the chair of the committee. And look, I've been saying there's no reason we don't need to go change. I don't know how you avoid this, right? This happened one time. The odds of his team being the last team, on the bubble, and he recused himself. He leaves the room. All that stuff's fine. I just don't know that because of one instance I need to blow the whole system up. And by the way, I don't know that I got a better way.
They're not going to put people that are not involved in the schools in charge.
Right.
So yes, they're not going to leave it. They're not going to bring people like me in and have us do it.
Right.
Which I've heard suggested, and that's never going to happen. And I don't even know if I want that responsibility. But
then you can get hated even more if you thought that was possible.
Well, it's bad enough the way it is. But it's no. The problem is just they chose to be incompetent, or Bubba had influence that was unspoken in some way. Just because he's there, he's a friend.
Let's take care of our dude.
Some of the especially the longer serving members of the committee have been with him. I'm sure that they went through their protocols for those situations perfectly, but
Just got the wrong
they still
result.
made a bad decision. And when you make a decision that's so clearly not based on merit, all the non-merit-based reasons come into play, and they're going to have to defend that themselves. But no one will ever believe them.
Jerry Palm's with us from CBS Sports here on the Sports Animal.
All right, Jerry, when you look at the 12, 13, 14 seeds, people looking at those teams, are there trendy picks that you like and then others that you just really don't like that might be some of the the hot takes, hot picks right now?
I don't know what's trendy.
UC San Diego is trendy.
UC San Diego?
Yeah.
Well, I picked Michigan.
Yep.
That's their first time ever in the tournament.
Yep.
I
First time eligible.
To be a little overwhelmed.
First time eligible for the tournament. This is their fifth-year transition.
First time ever even eligible. Yeah. Yes, and they got in, which I think is a great story. I just don't think it lasts long. Yeah. Michigan's size is going to be a problem for them. I picked Yale over A&M.
Me too.
And it's because I like Yale. And I saw Yale play Purdue this year. Yale's got guys. So I picked that's too low a seed. I picked Colorado State. They're at 12. I picked Drake.
They're a favorite.
And Carolina both.
They're a betting favorite at 12, by the way, which is crazy to me.
What's that?
Colorado State's the betting favorite. Which whatever.
I picked McNeese.
Okay. What do you think of that? Will Wade's story with him leaving and telling his team, "I'm out of here. Let's go win tournament games." It's going to be interesting to watch how that plays out.
Yeah. That is kind of a strange story. So I picked VCU as well. So I think that's pretty much the 11 seeds and below that I picked to win a game.
Looking at just storylines in it, you go to the bottom of the West, and you Bill Self, John Calipari, Rick Pitino. What do you think of just all those coaching storylines and potential matchups right there?
Yeah, it is pretty weird. That's some pretty good coaches right there. That's going to be a fun region. That's Florida's region, of course, and they're the favorite. Should be the favorite, not just to win the region, but to win the whole thing. I don't have a lot of hope for St. John's beyond the Sweet 16. I think then they start to run into teams that are better than anyone they've beaten. Kansas. I don't even have Kansas win their first game. So it's UConn's in this region, but they're not the UConn of the last 2 years or even close.
Nope. Florida's
so some big names, but I don't expect them to be round one.
All right, work with me on this Mountain West thing. So they got 4 teams in. They got a 10 with 2 10s, an 11, and a 12. And so I don't know what's expected when you have 2 10s, an 11, and a 12. And I know what the narrative already is because San Diego State went out and just got worked.
That was more Carolina than San Diego State.
Look, man, it was what it was. It was a tough watch sitting in my seat.
I turned it off at halftime.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, first of all, I thought they were treated fairly. To be honest, people are saying no, they were underseeded. New Mexico got underseeded. You know what? New Mexico might have got a break being a 10 instead of a 9. Boise State, whatever. Your thoughts on that?
A 9 was a max for any of those teams. So New Mexico, Utah State, being 10s, that's fair.
I think so too.
Those are tournament teams. They belong in the tournament, but they didn't have the kind of seasons to put them in the top half of the bracket. They just, then you could have made a case for Boise State as well.
No, there's a case for them, 100%.
Yeah, but they are in the part of the bracket that those teams belong in. So let's see if anybody. I picked New Mexico, I think, to win as well. I don't know if I said that before.
Yeah, and it's an interesting matchup against. Yeah, then they're going to run into Michigan State. I thought overall, aside from the North Carolina thing, I don't have a lot of problems with the rest of the bracket. I thought the committee did a pretty decent job when I looked through the rest of the bracket. Do you have a problem with it?
No. I mean, in terms of seeding, all I would do is I would just have some nitpick stuff. A lot of people were surprised to see Louisville as an 8, for example.
Okay.
But when I was surprised by, I guess Michigan as a 5 felt a little low. Maybe they didn't really, they have contingencies for results on Sunday, but I don't know if they gave Michigan enough credit for a potential Sunday result
for winning the Big Ten. How good's Wisconsin, by the way? You've seen way more of them. There's part of me that really likes them to make a run. It feels like they're in the Sweet 16 every year.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they are again this year. And they've got an All-American in John Tanji.
Who committed to New Mexico
or not, but he's tremendous scorer from anywhere on the floor. And he definitely carries that team. But otherwise they're just really solid. They always are. Wisconsin doesn't beat itself usually, and so you have to go beat them, and they don't make that very easy either. So, but yeah, they'll go as far as John Tanji carries them. They could get to the Elite Eight, and then then they see Duke, and you can forget it. But they could get that far.
Jerry, which one seed do you think runs into trouble first?
Auburn. Yes. I picked the other three to the Final Four.
So who do you got out of there?
But I picked Michigan State.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about their just lack of form going into the tournament, and that doesn't necessarily mean anything. You can, they could have been, we're the overall number one. We know we're going to be, and they just kind of take their foot off the gas, and now the tournament's here and they put their foot back on. But that's also about, though, the 2-seed Michigan State, who I think is a 1-seed caliber team.
I think that's right.
I don't think Auburn got much good fortune in getting Michigan State as their 2. I think that's a really good.
Well, and I like coaches this time of year, and I think Izzo's a witch when it comes to March.
Oh, yeah.
I just think he's terrific, and it's so hard to it's hard to bet against. All right, you mentioned two guys. I don't know if you know this. It's just useless. So I give you 2 useless things today. One, go look up the Jimmer Fredette song, because it's just, you're going to get such a great laugh out of it, especially when she whispers, "I love you, Jimmer." It's so good. JJ, was it 2 days before the portal closed last spring? John Tanji was committed to New Mexico, and JT Toppin was still with New Mexico, and they both like within the last day before the portal, Richard lost both of them. This would have been This would have been a hell of a team with those 2 guys and Donovan Dent.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's a little different situation for New Mexico. They're not a 10 with those 2 guys on the roster.
Probably not. Enjoy. You gonna be around next week? You traveling? Where are you gonna be?
Yeah, yes, both. I'll be around and I'm traveling.
All right. Well,
so you'll be able to find me.
All right, we'll track you down wherever you are. Enjoy the hoops. Read them every day over on CBSSports.com. You can follow them on the socials at JP Palms CBS, and you can listen to them on Thursdays here on our show. Always appreciate the conversation. Have fun this weekend.
All right, thanks.
All right, be well. He is Jerry Palm, CBS Sports. Yeah, he's probably going to the YouTube right now. He's going to look up that song. Or maybe he's not. It is priceless. You don't love it as much as I do you?
I get a kick out of it.
Yeah, I do get a kick out of it. All right, we'll wrap it up. We're done here at 9 o'clock. We're going to get out of the way for Westwood One and college hoops. So if you want to get in now on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Next in line,
Threads is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Everguard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated.
A young Bryce Alford and Lonzo Ball took the court for UCLA. Doesn't seem that long ago, but it does, doesn't it? 505-246-0610. This one, where'd it go? I lost it again. Can we stop, Jeff? It's from Mean Machine. I keep hearing Lobo fans tell me, imagine this team with Tonje and Toppin. Remember Josiah Alec warned us. He said he wasn't worried about minutes, but quality minutes. There are only so many touches to go around. Dent, Nelly, True, all need the rock. So after that, there isn't much ball left for anyone else. Mean Machine, with all due respect. I mean, this is the team you got, but that's the team Richard thought he put together, right? I mean, he's told us that. A lot of the schedule is made that with the assumption that JT Toppin was going to be here. So, Bruce says, flying under the radar is Jerry's team. What do you think of Purdue, dude? Is Purdue just flying under the radar quiet as a 4 seed? They get High Point, and then maybe Clemson?
Well, High Point is a trendy upset pick. Jerry was like, I don't know what's trendy. Well, High Point is against your boy.
I didn't want to go there. I know how Jerry gets set off on Purdue. I just didn't want to hit that. Obviously, the text line says, obviously there'll be rumors that Richard Pitino is going to this school or that school when he's done with this season at UNM. However, after hearing his dad's quote about possibly coaching 2 or 3 more years, do you think there's any truth to what Rick Pitino said several months back, to where he hopes that when he's done, his son steps in and takes over for him at St. John's? Obviously, Richard's his own man and doesn't live in his father's shadow, but it makes for good fodder. Is there something to it? Yeah. I mean, with Lobo fan, if I could tell you right now, you get 2 more years of Richard, then he's going to St. John. Like, you'd sign up right now, right? You'd say, you know what? I'll take the 2, and then I know he's gone. Now, he could hop there from Texas or Villanova or whatever, right? Or he finds his own path. You know, maybe Richard's like, I don't really want to follow my dad's footsteps. Like, I mean, he's a Hall of Fame coach. And Richard's a good coach, but, I mean, holding him to that standard is pretty insane. So, all right, we're done. Thanks to Jerry Palm, CBS. Enjoy the hoops. Westwood One takes over from here on out. You get hoops all day long. Adrian, great work. We're going to do a 2-hour show tomorrow, too. I'm Jeff Symbieta. He's JJ Buck. Big day for you, huh?
Huge day.
You sit around with your kid and watch hoops today?
Hoops.
Austin into it? Did he fill out a bracket?
I'll have him fill out one this morning.
There you go. Addie did too. We're back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. with award-winning radio then. Have a great, safe Thursday. Enjoy the hoops, boys and girls. Be good to each other. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong and we're still as local as red and green.
We aren't all born with the same opportunity.